deathmatch.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Rich of Review Tech USA, and I one day hope to use Kim Kardashian's roast beef curtains as an umbrella.
Make it rain!
Okay, so first off, I need to correct something I said in my Uncharted 3 is Broken video. I said that when you search for cover, you may jump over something, and they're totally different buttons. Jumping over an object is X, and hiding for cover is circle. But don't get it twisted, I still stand by what I said. There's a lot of times I'll go search for cover, try to lean up against a wall, and instead I'll do a roll right in front of the guy and get shot. So yes, the cover system is still flawed and broken, and I stand by that, but I said it wrong, and I do admit that too. Now stand in line, touch my ass, and let's get on to today's topic. Or topics. I got a couple of them. The first topic I want to talk about, and this is not a rhetorical question, is I want to ask you, when you first started YouTube, what did you expect from it in terms of how people were, the negative and positive responses? And I'm not asking that rhetorically, I'm not sitting on a soapbox, I'm interested. Right below, when you first started YouTube, whether you just watch videos, or you make videos, or you're a partner, or you're not a partner, what did you think was going to happen in terms of how people were, how, you know, the positive responses, the trolls? Is it what you expected? Is it not what you expected? And I'll explain why I'm bringing this up in a second. Let me explain to you something about YouTube, and I did this a long time ago, but I didn't have as many subscribers then. The video was just a black and white video, and I don't think that many people watched it. YouTube is like being in public. YouTube is like being in the real world. And when you put an opinion out there, and even if you have research behind it, if you're just talking out of your ass or whatever, people are going to respond to it, both positively and negatively. And I think the biggest problem is that when people get negative responses to their videos, whether they've done research on their opinion or not, they take it personal. They don't just say, okay, I respect the fact that you disagree with me, and I'm just going to move on. Or even, you know, I get trolled all the time, man. You know, if you get trolled and someone calls you a piece of shit, like, who cares? But the problem is that people can't accept that someone disagrees with them. And either they'll fight with the person and try to make them agree with their opinion, like it's fact, or they'll actually personally go after these people, and they expect not to be called out. Like I said before, I think people feel a sense of security when they put up a video on YouTube because you're in your home or your office or whatever, and no one's around you, so you feel like you could say whatever, even if it's completely false. Because a lot of these people who claim victim have said dumbass crap before. Like, I'm not going to go into it because even if I mention examples, people who will know who I'm talking about. They expect no one to say, hey, that's totally false. And when people do say, hey, you're wrong, they go after him and say, oh, why are you attacking me? Why are you hating on me? Why, you know, you're this, you're that, and turn it into like a war simply because the person said, hey, you're wrong, or hey, I don't agree with what you said. There's people on here, and I'm not going to name names because these guys are grown men that can hold their own shit down. There's people on here that a lot of people consider trolls. And the thing to me is, I've disagreed with these supposed trolls many times, and they never went after me. I could explain to you why. Because they realize, and I realize, that we're both grown men, we can have a disagreement, but still respect each other's opinions. They don't go after me, because I'm not sensitive. If you disagree with me, that's fine. I may refute you, but I'm not going to call you out. I'm not going to make a video on you. I'm not going to call you, you know, names or, you know, go below the belt because of the fact you don't agree with me. They go after other people because those other people do complain about them, make videos about them, call them names, call them pieces of shit. And even if they're totally wrong about the opinion they said, like they'll say like, oh, the PS3 is more powerful than any gaming PC. And these guys will call them out and they'll attack them for calling them out, even though they're totally wrong. Look, I'm not saying this to be a smartass, and I'm not saying this to be a dick. I'm being serious. YouTube isn't for everybody. It's like almost like being an actor or being someone in the public eye, you know. And I'm not talking Hollywood actors. No one on here is famous. I don't care if you have 1 million subscribers. You're on YouTube, you're not famous. If you can't handle criticism or negative comments or cruelty, YouTube is not for you. You know, like I said, it's not being famous, but you're taking something that you do, whether it be that you're a partner, whether it be, you know, you have 20 subscribers. You're taking something that you do and you're putting it out there for everyone to watch and see. And there are crappy people on the planet. And they're just people who are going to disagree with you. And there's nothing wrong with them. And if you don't like that, if you want this perfect world, YouTube isn't it. You could block 1,000 people. You could flag 1,000 people. There'll be 10,000 more that come at you. And then you could block all those 10,000. There'll be 100,000. And there'll be 1,000,000 and so on and so forth. So if you think you're going to come on here and make this perfect YouTube channel ecosystem, it's not going to happen. And I'm not saying it again to be an asshole. It may just not be for you. Move on and do something else. Because if you're constantly going to be defending your honor day in and day out, how is that fun? You know, and if you're building your channel by causing drama, it's eventually going to fall flat on your face. It's not going to work out, and you're going to lose the respect of your subscribers. I've said this before. People will know who I'm talking about. I'm not going to mention anybody on either side. And that's the bottom line, man. YouTube is like, you know, the real world. It's like going to, you know, working at a large corporate office or other. People are going to constantly judge you. It's human nature, no matter what you do. You know, just because you're sitting in front of your computer and you're on the internet, people are going to judge you just as hard. And especially, they're going to judge you even harder because you could be totally anonymous. They could leave a totally anonymous comment. You never see their face, and they could say whatever the hell they want to. Anyway, guys, I'm almost out of time. I guess I'm only talking about one topic today because this match is too short and I had a lot to say. I'll have some Skyrim footage up tomorrow. I asked a question if people wanted to see it in my last video, and I got a resounding hell yes. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that. I will also have news stories throughout the entire week. It's going to be a kick-ass week for Review Tech USA. As always, guys, make sure to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe, and thank you so much for continuing to support my channel.